So listen, that's my favorite. Or look, right? Look, look, like where like you hear him flailing, and you're like, God, land it, man, land it, dude, do it, come on. And he's like, no, look, and then you're like, okay, well, here we go, here it comes, right? Look. Like
No landing.
that's every this is it's so it's all right. Every Biden quote can be summed up like this. Well, I think look. Like it's like lead up, fall down, lead up, fall down. Look. Like deflate.
What was my prediction about Florida that I made 2 weeks ago? Because it didn't make it on the actual episode. But what was my prediction? So it doesn't come out of my mouth.
Oh, that Florida's going to spike again, and Florida's going to peak again, and it's going to be the place where all the cases are again.
Well, actually, what I specifically said was
Something
they haven't
like
seen the worst yet.
Yeah,
as in they're gonna surpass their numbers from back in January or December or whatever. You know, when the big peak nationwide happened back in like right around the turn of the year. So, yeah, Florida hit that like 3 days ago. They are way higher than they were in December or January at this point. They're fucking moving on up like fucking Jefferson style right now. And it's not slowing down either. So my prediction was very, very, very correct. I wish I had actually included it in the episode, but whatever. That's fine.
Whatever.
You heard it. You heard my prediction anyway.
Yes.
And it was just based on the numbers that were already trending that way. Anyway,
it's not rocket science, but you did win one.
But you know what? You know what DeSantis says to say about Florida and the Delta variant and everything.
Oh, what, that Biden should stay out of it. I saw that one today.
Oh, yeah. He's actually got a couple things he said recently. He said that Biden should not comment on it until he cleans up the border or whatever, and because the border crisis is the reason why the cases are going up so fast in Florida.
Yeah, that's some nightmare stupid. That's nightmare level stupid.
And then the second thing he's been saying lately is that the vaccine and masks are personal independent freedoms and freedom choices for individual Floridians. And it basically been passing all these laws banning localities and schools from like requiring masks and stuff like that. Like just actually, and what's his name? Mike from Humanist Report pointed out at this point you have to say he's pro-COVID.
Yeah,
you're pro-COVID. If you are 100% against any measure that will stop it,
help.
I mean, or even mitigate it in any way. I mean, yeah, you're like he must want the virus to spread at this point.
Yeah,
because it's like if you're this anti-mask guy at this point, like, dude, everybody is used to wearing masks at this point. If they're gonna wear them, you know what I mean? Like the anti-mask thing, you could get on that because most people were feeling that when it first started. Like, fuck these masks, I hate this. But now people are used to wearing them and they understand the importance of them. At least a lot more people do.
Right.
They get it, right? And so now it's like this guy being this anti-mask guy all of a sudden, and not anti-vax, but anti-vax mandate, anti-vax passport, anti-vax this and that. So it's like you might as well be anti-vax.
Right.
But yeah, I would call him pro-COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, pro-COVID, they're anti-democracy, all these words.
Well, and
it's all just it sounds like a bunch of bullshit, but it's like in reality, it's exactly what it is.
well, and then you throw my dad in Florida's analysis of, because when it's so funny, like when my dad calls me, and I was like, hey, how's that DeSantis guy? You know, he's whatever. He's like the second in line to like run for president or whatever. And my dad goes, what? And I was like, yeah, that's what they're saying. And he was like, get the fuck out of that fucking. And he like lost his mind, and he's like, that fucking, used car salesman retard fucking asshole. Like, no way. Like, he's like, no, like he'll win Florida, but like my dad was just like, let him talk, let him fucking talk, like to the country, right?
Yeah.
Let him get on stage and talk. He'll, like, the only reason he won Florida is because he's because everyone in Florida is a fucking stupid used car salesman asshole, right? Like, it's like, that's, yeah, fine for Florida, but go ahead and try to fucking, whatever, go try to win another. And I was like, I don't know, Dad. There's a lot of places in this country that are just filled with morons. And he's like, yes, but not this kind of moron. Whatever, there's like an equal amount of Democrats and Republicans, right? It's the reason why the force the vote thing doesn't work, and that's the thing that, never mind. Okay, so this is what I wanted to talk about, really, right? That this is what I don't understand about the force the vote people. Okay, so the idea of force the vote is, we're not going to do X until we force a vote on Medicare for all to see where everyone stands, right?
Mm-hmm.
So far, correct. Okay. So, but everyone knows that Medicare for all won't pass, right? Why won't it pass? Well, because all the Republicans won't vote for it. And then there are some Democrats that probably won't vote for it. But all it takes is one, right? Which means, and this is the reason why government doesn't work, all it takes is one to take the bullet, right? Now, there seem to be two people in particular that are willing to take the bullet. One of them's proud to do it, and the other one is insane. Joe Manchin is proud to take the bullet. I vote no on this. Ha ha, fuck you. Kristen Sinema is insane, right? There's no real reason for her to do this, right? It seems like her poll numbers are bad, right? It seems like this is fucking up her political career, right? Although she's definitely going to get some cabinet post in the fucking Buttigieg administration. But it's like, between those two, right? All the other ones, right? Your Mark Warners, your fucking Dick Durbin or whatever the fuck, all the other ones, all the other conservative Democrats just hide behind those two or one people or person, right? And then that's why nothing works, right? Because if it weren't for Sinema and Manchin taking the bullet, somebody else would do it, right? And
right. But they can't all do it all at once.
Right. And so the question is,
that's why,
how many of them?
That's like why one of our senators gets a lot of angry emails from me all the time. But in the end of the day, that doesn't fucking do shit. Because they're gonna keep
because if it's not this one, it'll be this one, and if it's not this one, it'll be this one, and if it's not this one, it'll be this one. And if force the vote would somehow be able to determine who they are, right? Which ones are which? Because ideology in this country is a joke, right?
Well, but that's the thing though. But you were just saying like that they can't even prove it. Like they could do a vote, like if they actually did force the vote, it ended up being a floor vote, like yay or nay on Medicare for all. They could all, like, honestly, just every single one of the Democratic senators, knowing that Joe Manchin will vote against it, can vote
Right.
for it.
Yes.
No big
And
deal. It's
that's
not going
why,
to pass. My constituents all I have to do is email them and say, hey, I'm going to vote for this, but just so you know, Manchin's going to take care of things, so you don't have to worry about things. So you can still
right,
donate to my campaign and everything's be fine. You don't have to worry about it. I'm not siding with the people this time. I'm siding with you guys. Don't worry. Everything's going to be fine.
right, which health insurance executives who donate to those people would know already.
They
right?
understand that. Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
you know, they're in cahoots with it all. Yeah, they get it. They
Which
get
is
it,
why that is so stupid of a thing to still be fighting over, and why nothing works. Nothing.
All right, so we were going to talk about what's happening this weekend with the presidents. And I say presidents with
Which ones?
So I don't know if you saw David Pakman interviewed Mike Lindell.
Oh my God, he did?
Yeah. And like Pakman like basically just let him do his thing. He didn't really push back too much.
Yeah, how
He
can
just
you?
yeah, I mean, like, what are you just gonna like? There was so many just crazy points that he would go on this rant for like a minute straight, and then Pac-Man would like pick one thing to ask him, be like, "Well, so you're saying
Right.
this?" And he's like, "Yeah, or whatever." But like one thing he mentioned was um apparently I guess this weekend, or I guess starting in the next day or two, there's going to be a online cyber symposium or some shit where basically Mike Lindell's going to do a live version of that shitty movie he made and release all of the evidence.
Oh, the Kraken is coming.
Yeah. And release all the evidence over the course of like whatever, the 10th, 11th, and 12th or something like that. So I guess this is starting as this episode comes out. The symposium will have already started.
Oh boy.
So just you better be.
I can't wait. I can't wait to not watch that.
Yeah, and he's gonna be like, tell everyone you know to watch it because this is gonna be the most historical event in the country in whatever. Anyways,
Yeah,
so
I know that.
it's gonna be fucking. He'll get like 200,000 views or whatever on YouTube or something.
This is the biggest event. Wow. Oh my God.
So Pac-Man goes, so are you a betting man? Would you be willing to bet $25,000? Like I'll say that Trump will not be president at least until 2024, and you say that he will, and we'll just whoever loses pays the other one 25,000.
Yeah.
And Mike Lindell goes, I can 100% guarantee it, but I don't gamble anymore because it's part of the addiction thing,
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Wow. All right.
Yeah. So, so yeah, David Pakman's like, okay, all right. But yeah, that was a pretty good interview. Like, I think there's like a long version, like a 30-minute interview, and then there's a short version where he's just talking about that part. But I watched a little bit of the long one, but yeah, that short part is like the best part for sure.
I mean, it sounds like something that I wouldn't be able to fucking handle.
Yeah, the long one's just too much. But anyways, that's Mike Lindell's prediction. I guess that's the new QAnon prediction, probably too. I guess it's like August 13th. Apparently, after this 3-day symposium, the world will know that the third election was.
There was two stories that the liberal media had where what ended up happening with these two stories was not publicized at all, and it's shocking to me. The first one is the absolute entrapment of those fucking morons in Michigan who were going to kidnap the governor when an active FBI agent was one of the people that convinced them to do it. And then there were 2 informants involved as well. So it's like 3 of the 9 people or whatever involved in this scary plot were FBI agents. They told that woman like 3 weeks in advance that this was happening and that they had it, that they got it taken care of. So, they're going to throw them in jail for the rest of their lives or whatever. And who cares? They're stupid, whatever. Don't join a militia group, you fucking morons. It's crawling with FBI agents. That should be the lesson of that. The second story
just to add a little more color to that, they definitely they Black Panthered that shit.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
They infiltrated.
The exact same shit they did with the Black Panthers, and honestly, the Black Panthers I think ended up looking so much worse because of it. But the right wing militia groups look basically just as bad as you think they would be. It's like, I mean, maybe that's just my personal bias, but
well, no, I mean,
I feel like the Black
Panthers were doing good things.
Right, they were doing a lot of good things.
Yes,
and they ended up getting driven down this kind of violent path. Yeah, and this, with this bombing and shit.
Yeah,
the fucking right wing militia groups, they're infiltrating them and making them do shit that they were already probably wanting to do. They just maybe didn't have the fucking the encouragement.
The balls?
Yeah, they didn't have as many
or the knowledge or the fucking they're stupid. Right. The Black Panthers were stupid. And they were good. The Black Panthers were stupid weren't stupid, and they were doing good things, right? And then they were infiltrated by FBI who whatever planted bombs and fucking planted guns on people and did blah blah blah. These guys were infiltrated, and then they were just pushed to do things that they were too stupid and fucking disorganized to do. One of the things was that one of those FBI informants, the FBI bought him a car and a house for snitching. Insane.
The whole thing is definitely weird, and I definitely, when I first heard about the kidnapping attempt, I remember thinking something seems like a little off about this. I don't
That's
know.
stupid. That's
It
what.
seems like so stupid, right? It's just like,
Yes.
why would you think you would ever be able to get away with it? Like like the FBI and the fucking state police are not going to fucking team up and fucking
And
find your ass and
you're
take you
you're
down.
and you're gonna be able to get into the governor's mansion to kidnap the governor. What, like out of her bed? Get the fuck
And then
out!
what fucking good is it going to do? The fucking lieutenant governor's in charge after that, or
Right.
what?
I
Like, you're
mean,
fucking changing the fucking course of politics or something. Like, no,
it,
it's just fucking dumb. It's a
it's dumb.
dumb plan in every way you look at it. And so,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. And no. And the most that could happen, right, is say they got away with all of it, right? Say they did. They killed the governor, or whatever, and then she would be the like Franz Ferdinand of the absolutely insane crackdown on all right wing, every militia, guns, blah blah. They would become for your guns after that shit. You best believe. So you're actively working against your own supposed interests, which is just level stupid. Like it's fucking amazing.
so I'm sure you heard about the kind of like crisis about the eviction moratorium.
Yes, and you know, uh, uh, living up to my she's going to be the best member of the squad thing. Cori Bush, fucking
Yes.
camping out on the steps of the Capitol. Fucking A.
Cori Bush, who is the only, probably the only member of Congress who has been homeless, or at
In
least the
that's
only
like
one that,
100 years.
yeah, or at least the only one that has admitted to it, but, openly talks about it. But, yeah, it's camped out on the steps of the Capitol, um, in a protest against basically, uh, the Supreme Court, the Biden administration, and Congress and the CDC all failing to extend the eviction moratorium. They were all kind of playing hot potato with it or whatever. Like, oh, this is your problem. This is your problem. This is your problem. But at the end of the day, somebody needed to deal with it.
I think they did, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
So basically, Congress, went on recession, like basically went on vacation without dealing with it.
Which is
Nancy Pelosi was just like, whatever, basically. And so they just like left without passing it. And then recently the Supreme Court had said that the uh, CDC and the Biden administration and previously the Trump administration extending or basically creating an eviction moratorium was unconstitutional or whatever. So basically, Biden and the administration said, no, Congress has to do it. So it's kind of this back and forth. And, well, we're not going to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. And so, yeah, Cori Bush camping out there, Ilhan Omar, Ayanna Presley, some other people camping with her, at least on the first night. But she stayed out there for like the whole weekend. And eventually, Biden and the CDC, I guess, got together and came up with something that's probably going to get challenged in the courts, but at least it's something for now.
gonna buy time.
It's a 2-month extension on it, on the moratorium, like at least for, I think, 90% of the country. It's like the most heavily affected areas as far as COVID or whatever. So that's good. I mean, yeah, that's actually action happening. It's like a person in Congress, a progressive, on the Justice Democrats, actually doing something other than just voting or whatever, or just putting forward some bill that's not going to pass, but like actually doing something like raising awareness. Like, props to Cori Bush for that. That was, yeah, that's some boss shit right there.
Right, the Hegelian dialectic and the Lacanian like psychoanalytic principle, and basically it means that he just says whatever the fuck he thinks at the time and contradicts himself a lot, and people hate him for it, and but I love it because it's how it is, right? And and the thing that I love the most, he has two movies that I've seen. I've seen the second one like a bunch of times, and they're each 3 hours long. But it's The Pervert's Guide to Cinema and The Pervert's Guide to Ideology. And The Pervert's Guide to Ideology starts with the thing from They Live, right? This is the perfect distillation of what Zizek's thing about ideology is, right?
Okay.
It's the They Live thing where you've seen They Live, the movie with the magic sunglasses. And Rowdy Roddy Piper is trying to get Keith David to put the sunglasses on. And then like a super long fight takes place in order, like he's like, you're going to put them on. No, I'm not. You're going to eat these fucking sunglasses.
It's hilarious.
And the Zizek's thing is that fight is people that understand ideology trying to get people who don't want to understand ideology to understand ideology, right? And at the end of it, it's like you're going to put these sunglasses on, or you're going to eat this trash can. That's the line from the movie. And then they cut to Zizek, and he goes, "We are all eating from the trash can all the time." Right? And it's like that's his whole work is like you can't stop it. It's all around you. It's everywhere. It's on the left. It's on the right. It's in the middle. It's whatever. Like ideology is the thing that everyone has and no one thinks about, or you think about it too much, or you don't think about it enough, or whatever. But it's like it's like the Borg, right? It's constantly surrounding you. It's eating you from the inside. It creates everything. It destroys everything. And that's why he jokingly was like, yes, I think that Trump should win in 2016. People were so mad at him for this. Like, he was like, no, I think that Donald Trump is perfect because he has nothing. He's a slime man, right? And he will bring about the end of this warmongering, neoconservative, like neoliberal order. Right, he will be the end of it, right? And Zizek ended up being wrong about that, and then had to be like, and then he constantly had to be like, no, like I didn't vote for Trump, right? I don't like Trump. I don't understand why, like, and he would go on like TV shows and stuff, and people would be like, so you said that Trump, you would like it if Trump beat Hillary Clinton, and he's like, look, they're both, just utter pieces of shit, and Trump is clearly worse, right? It's like that's at least there's some like it's and so from then on it was like I'm a devotee, right? I worship at the feet of the Zizek,